abused. It started with my mom getting beat up every day. You know, like 6, 7, 8 years old. It was the most grown moments of my life. Like, I watched my dad hit my mom in the head with a hammer. And looked at me like, what you gonna do about it? We lived with my granddad at this time, like 8, 9. This was right after the hammer. So my auntie felt the need to introduce me to sex. My granddad ignored her. So it's weird for me, but I'm not supposed to say it. And by the time I was 12, I'd lived in 17 different places.
By the time I was 13, I was raped and sodomized and impregnated by my stepmother. This abuse went on for about 4 years consecutively, each and every day, give or take weekends or holidays. So you can imagine all the things that I went through. Being secretive, scared to do anything, feeling that I was wrong. But you know what? I found God.
Suffer in silence, afraid and ashamed of what somebody else gonna say or think. So, with that being said, tonight I'm gonna take you guys on a journey that led me to this very day. Then at 14, he allowed me to go and live with my mom. During this stay, I met her live-in boyfriend. He started off nice, playing with us, smiling, dancing. And then one night, he decided he wanted to touch me. He came up behind me and started caressing my back. It led from that to him whispering in my ear, "If you tell your mother, she's going to be mad at you." And me being 14 years of age and not really knowing my mother, I believed him. Take the time, baby. I don't address it purposely for her to read it. Instead of her waking me up to comfort me, she called me the B word and she told me to get up. She said, "If this man really did this to you, put your clothes on, we're gonna go to the police station." So I wanted her to believe me. I put my clothes on and I was ready. Instead of her taking me there, she lined all of my siblings and my cousins up who were there at the time. And she asked every last one of them had he did it to them. And because they all said no, I was pretty much dismissed. I dealt with it alone, and the way I dealt with it, I began to act out. I don't think my parents understood what it was. Although my mom had did these things to me because I never had a relationship with her, I still wanted that love. So I went out trying to find it on my own, got into some of everything, tried drugs, got pregnant at the age of 17. 3 kids by the age of 25. So I got into a domestic violent relationship and I stayed in that for 17 months only because I didn't want to go back home. I felt I was 18, I had a baby, I was grown. I didn't need to be at home, but I did, because behind closed doors I was getting hit on, but I didn't want nobody to know. And I dealt with it because this man was taking care of me and my child. After that, I just began to get into multiple relationships, and I dealt with the abuse, mentally, emotionally, you name it, I dealt with it. And finally, I just had enough. I contemplated suicide like so many times. And in May of 2010, I almost went through with it. I didn't have no self-esteem. I felt like my biggest accomplishments were having my children, and that was not no way to live or to think. You all to please, parents, talk to these kids. It's important. It is very important. Ask questions. Tell them you love them. I went through so much, all because I didn't feel like I had that love. I know what it feels like to love myself. I don't have to look to no man to love me. I don't have to have a man laying next to me. I have my children. And at some point, I felt like I just had to have a man, like I needed one. And I did. To share my story and let you all know, be brave, be strong. You got to have that courage. No more silence.